Operation Rescue Armor. Hisako has been missing, but Nico's undercover sleuthing finally tracks her down. But the Church of the Children of the Atom aren't going to give up armor without a fight. What dangers await our X-Men in the astral plane? Ultimate X-Men Volume 2, Issue 17. A diabolical genius known as the Maker used time travel to create his ideal Earth by systematically preventing anyone from ever becoming a superhero, except for those on his secret Maker's Council, whom he stationed to rule over different regions of the world. Hai no Kuni, Land of the Sun, became one of the two hotbeds for mutant activity, but civilians were unaware until social media exploded with the story of the Children of the Atom, a cult for mutant youth led by a zealot known as Maestra, and Kanon Sanuchi and her police officer brother Tatsuya found a body containing a suitcase. Nico Minoru went undercover as a member of the Children of the Atom and finally discovered that her missing friend Hisako Ichike Armor was held captive in the cult's underbelly thanks to her connections to Shinobi Kageyami, Shadow King, alongside Mei Igarashi, Maystorm, and her group of masked X-Men. It's time to stage a rescue. At the secret temple of the Children of the Atom, Yukio, a streamer, received intel about a rescue mission and told her friend to get the camera ready. Maystorm said, "It's time to rescue our friends. Our team is in place and we have a plan. We are the Secret Society of X-Men." In the car are Maystorm, Nico Minoru, Mori, Futaba, and Tatsuya. They are rushing to save their friend. Futaba questions whether Kanon's brother can pull off the beginning of the rescue mission, as there's no turning back. Mei and the X-Men are ready to make their move. Tatsuya rings the doorbell of the new secret temple of the Children of the Atom. Nobody answers, but when he opens the door, he sees children walking inside. Suddenly, someone demands, "Who the hell are you?" Tatsuya runs away and Maystorm and the X-Men go rushing toward him, but they are greeted by three powerful mutants. One is the mutant we saw last time, who has elongated hands and can stretch. The second is Hibana, holding the staff of one. The third is a new mutant from the Children of the Atom who resembles a female version of Angel. The X-Men are uninvited guests, and the Maestro has already warned these three mutants that they were coming. May says, "Hey, isn't that Nico's wand? What did you do with Nico?" Hibana replies, "Oh, this? If you want it so badly, come and take it." Hibana fires the staff of one, but May dodges it, and the blast hits another X-Men. The Children of the Atom with elongated powers quickly grabs Maystorm and the other X-Men, starting to choke and squeeze the mutants. Maystorm is lifted high into the air, but she grabs some leaves and with a gust of wind throws them right into the Child of the Atom with elongated abilities, forcing him to drop the other mutants. Meanwhile, Psylocke, Mori, and Futaba are waiting in the bushes, as this was all just a distraction so the three of them could slip inside. All of the Children of the Atom are watching the fight, which leaves the back entrance open for the three mutants to sneak inside. Kanon says, "It looks abandoned. Are you sure your insider told you the right place, Futaba? This better not be a trap." Futaba insists somewhere close, but Mori is shivering, clearly scared and full of fear. Futaba points and says, they're in there." Kanon can't believe what she sees. Akihiro, his blood has been transferred into Hisako, and Akihiro himself is being tortured. Akihiro has regenerative healing factor. Blood is being pumped into Hisako. As Psylocke says, "Armor girl, what have they done to you?" Futaba adds, "If this is Hisako, then you must be Akihiro." Suddenly, all of the tentacle mutants appear inside the blood that is flowing out. One of them is Nico Minoru. Futaba calls out, "Can you hear me?" Nico Minoru, known as Grimm to the Children of the Atom, was captured by the Maestro and his Children of the Atom. Futaba asks, "Are you okay?" Psylocke replies, "She's alive. Now what about Hisako? What do we do? Can we get her out of here? We're pulling out these tubes. Will they kill her?" Then Psylocke turns to Mori and says, "Get in here and help." But Mori is traumatized, as if she's been in this place before. She's afraid. Nico says, "Don't touch these tubes. She's in some kind of suspended animation or deep coma. These tubes could be keeping her alive." Futaba responds, "You ain't giving me no choice. Then let's take a peek inside." Futaba removes her gloves and touches Akihiro. Futaba, very rogue-like, closes her eyes and tries to see. But suddenly, Psylocke, Futaba, and Nico Minoru are all transported to the astral plane, where they see Shinobi Kageyami, the Shadow King. The Shadow King just looks at them as Mori loses her fear and tries to help her friends, but the door is shut by the blood tentacles of Akihiro. The astral plane encounter draws the attention of Maestra, who screams, "Kakiyama, where did you go? If you ruin this for me." We go back to the fight with the X-Men as one of them grabs Hibana's arm and throws the staff of one to May Storm, who catches it in the air. But Hibana has powers of her own, and she crystallizes his arm as the other X-Men give May Storm a chance to escape. May Storm has arrived and sees Mori trying to get through, but her friends are in the astral plane. The dark armor is sending out its own black tentacles to attack her friends as the Shadow King says, "Look, Hisako, your friends are here to save you." Dark armor, who has been hearing the voices of Kageyama, questions where May is and where her friends are. She feels left behind. Psylocke asks, "Is this really Hisako?" Futaba says, "When I touch those tubes, I sense her trauma. It's deeper than I thought." Futaba says, "Kageyama tapped into Hisako's unstable mental state, somehow controlling her." Psylocke then says, "Then all we need to do is beat the eyeglass freak," as she takes out her katana and runs after the Shadow King. The Shadow King says, "Who?" We see. She's like an animal creature. I can't read her thoughts. As Hisako grabs Psylocke by the neck. On the outside, we have May Storm, who is concerned for her best friend Hisako. Mori says they found Nico and Hisako was inside too, but I just couldn't go in. I don't know why. I was so scared. May Storm removes her mask and tries to crawl her way through the tentacles, but it's useless. The tentacles keep regenerating while Hisako is still alive. Mori questions, "What's happening? Is Hisako doing this?" May Storm is calling her Hichan. The dark armor can't remember who has called her that, but May Storm keeps repeating the name, Hichan. She is let into the astral plane. Kageyama is shocked to see that May Storm has broken through. Meanwhile, the dark armor is choking Psylocke, and Psylocke asks May for a little help. May Storm and Psylocke both attack dark armor, and they drop her to the floor. Then May Storm throws the staff of one to Nico. Nico Minoru says, "Hisako, awaken." As the mystical power hits Hisako, the Shadow King says, "I don't think so." May Storm says, "Hai-chan, you jerk. Do you have any idea how worried we were? You disappeared for months. I thought about you every day. You are so amazing with such special gifts. You were the one who said not to hide in the shadows. And now look at you. What are you using your powers for? To hide? You think that's what Tsubasa would have wanted? Your armor is supposed to protect everyone, not hide from everyone." May Storm is trying to talk to Sako, telling her she's not alone, not to hide, and to use her armor to protect people, not to block them. The Shadow King says, "Interesting. Instead of coming to rescue her, you came to lecture her. I believe that means it's game over." Suddenly, all the X-Men's ears start ringing. The Shadow King can't understand what is happening. The Hisako in the astral plane was a clone, as this Hisako grabs the darker Hisako and starts choking her. The Shadow King can't believe it. This story mirrors Jean Grey, Marvel Girl, and the Dark Phoenix clone. Hisako grabs the darker Hisako and squeezes her as Kageyama grabs Hisako to stop her. The real armor has destroyed dark armor, and in her red form grabs Kageyama, the Shadow King, and stuffs him into Akihiro, sending him to the astral plane. But strangely enough, Hisako then climbs into the astral plane herself. May Storm says, "Where are you going? Come with us." Hisako responds, "I'm sorry, May. I thought no one cared about me, that I had been forgotten. You showed me I was wrong, and now I finally understand how I made Tsubasa feel. I need to make things right, and I must face Kageyama. Thank you, May, for everything." May cries, realizing Hisako was not alone. She had her friends. Nico Minoru says, "Hisako, you'll need this," as she throws her the Omamore as the tentacles close. In behind her, Hisako says, "Thanks." As Hisako is engulfed by the astral plane inside Akihiro, she tells her friend, "See you later." As the light goes out, outside the door, Mori is scared she is alone and wonders where everyone is. Then the Maestra says, "Well, well. If it isn't child number 127, I never thought I would find you again." Mori has felt anxious from the start about this place, where she had been tortured. She's a powerful mutant, and now she is apprehended by the Maestra, who is eager to use her mutant powers again. Next, Ultimate X-Men Volume 2, Issue 18.